You couldn't do then what you can do now. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, back when you were in the relationship, there are so many things you couldn't do because you would be punished if you did them. First thing was be yourself. It was hard to be yourself, wasn't it? You see, you were always walking around on eggshells. You were always trying to fix an unfixable relationship. You were always waiting to see what the next event would be, or what the next drama would be, or what the next fire you would have to attempt to put out would be. You were regulating a person that does not have the ability to regulate themselves. You were being abused by a person who knew exactly what they were doing. You were being manipulated by a person who had done this before over and over and over again. And you also were being controlled by an individual who never fully developed the way you did. You see, they didn't know, or they didn't learn the word no when they were younger. They weren't told that word no, and it wasn't put up as a boundary to them. Example, when you were a kid, if you made a mistake, maybe you got punished. Maybe you had to go to detention, or maybe you were grounded, or you had to clean dishes or rake leaves or something. Yeah, that's what happened with me. But maybe the narcissist didn't have that. Maybe what they were given was, it's okay, don't worry about it. You're special. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. The rules don't apply to you. Don't even worry about it. I'll cover for you. I'll protect you. Now, did the parents of the narcissist say that? Quite possibly. Maybe they didn't. But anyway you cut it, that's if their parents were toxic, by the way. But anyway you cut it, the narcissist learned throughout life, till this very minute, that they could take shortcuts, that they could skirt the truth, that they could try to outrun the past, that they could continue to go around on that hamster wheel of abuse and lure as many people in to that web of manipulation as they could possibly capture. The narcissist knows this. They also know that each and every day Father Time is ticking, which means they are getting older. They also know that people, more and more people on the planet, are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And more people are putting up boundaries now. They don't even have a 3-strike rule. Like in baseball, 1, 2, 3, 3 strikes, you're out. Many people now, and this is even people that haven't been in a narcissistic relationship, they have a 1-strike rule. They've now realized through the experiences of others, including myself, learning through my experiences, that they don't need to tolerate poor behavior. And that what they were taught in the past, maybe it doesn't apply today. And that the people that were controlling them, they don't know anything more than the people that were being controlled. The thing is, the people that were controlling the person that I'm talking about, the non-narcissist, they didn't know any better because they didn't have a voice. Now, I hope that all made sense. What it equals is, way back then when you were in the relationship, you couldn't do then what you could do now. Think about your sleeping patterns. When you were in the relationship with the narcissist, did you have proper sleeping patterns? You probably didn't. You probably were burning the candle on both ends. And that expression means you didn't have much time for yourself to catch some winks or some shut-eye. You were probably doing everything for the narcissist from the minute you woke up until the minute you went to bed. And even when you went to bed, here's another one for you. I can assure you, you didn't just go right to bed and your head hit the pillow and you slept like a baby. This is when you were with the narcissist in the relationship. No, what you were doing is you were probably sleeping right next, or trying to sleep right next to the narcissist. Their back was turned to you. They were probably humming or sighing or moaning or laughing if they're talking to new sources of supply on one of their devices. And you were being completely disrespected, devalued, and taken for granted. So you couldn't even go to sleep back then. You probably were thinking, why are they laughing with that person? Whoever that person is, I don't even know them. I've been married to the narcissist for X number of years. They don't give me the time of day. They boss me around, they order me around, they take me for granted, etc. And now I'm trying to go to sleep and I can't even do that. See, that's how your sleep was disrupted. Fast forward to today. If you're out of the relationship and you've healed, or if you're healing, I can assure you, are sleeping better than you were when you were with the narcissist. If you've healed, you're probably sleeping like a baby right now. Now again, remember, the healing path is not linear. It takes time. It takes a lot of time, but in your time you will heal when you utilize the tools that I provide for you with each and every video, and from all the amazing comments from all over the world. You see it all. At one point, we all were the new supply. I was, you were. The new supply currently is the new supply. But all these things I'm sharing with you encompass that you couldn't be yourself when you were with the narcissist. Now, in the very beginning, you tried to be yourself because this is before you met them. But what you were doing during the love bomb or the beginning of the relationship or the euphoric stage when you first met them, most likely you were being on your best behavior, as was the narcissist. The difference between you in the love bomb and the narcissist in the love bomb is the narcissist was trying to lure you in to a toxic relationship wearing a mask. That was not an authentic version of them, because there is no authentic version of the narcissist. What you were doing is you were being transparent and honest, thinking that that person, yes, the narcissist, had your best interest at heart. You had no idea other people could wear masks. You had no idea that people could lie, steal, and cheat and talk out of both sides of their mouths. And you had no idea that a predator has 2 feet and walks and talks just like you did. Now you're understanding those things. You see, way back then you didn't know what you know now. Now that you do know so much and you've acquired the wisdom, now you understand what gaslighting is. You now know what triangulation is. Now you know what sleep deprivation is. You now know what counter-parenting is compared to co-parenting. You now know what a forensic accountant is. You now know what triangulation is. Now you know what projection is. Now you know what financial abuse, on and on and on. These are things you didn't know back then, so fast forward to now. Now the things that you can do once you've healed, or once you're healing, mainly when you've healed, this is when you can take a class, you can teach a class, you can read a book, you can write a book, you can fall in love again, you can travel the world, you can stay away from dating. You can do anything you want to do, because that 800-pound gorilla, yes, the narcissist, is off of your shoulders. You are not changing their diapers for them. You are not regulating them. You are not giving them money that you will never see again. You are not giving them answers to how to do their weekly report at their job. You're not looking for new jobs for them. You're not creating their resume for them. You aren't cooking. You're not cleaning. You're not taking care of the dog. You're doing what you want when you want to do it. These are all things you couldn't do when you were trapped, which is a whole different part of this video. Think about what a trap is. A trap is when somebody is trying to capture somebody else. Example, probably not trying to capture an animal, let's say a hunter in the wilderness. Well, maybe they put a trap down because maybe there's a fox trying to pick off all the hens they have in the hen house on a farm somewhere. Well, maybe the farmer or whoever it is, they set some kind of trap and they capture the wolf and or the fox, whatever it is, and they release it out somewhere else. Fox are referred to. Well, that's a trap, but you know who the predator is, which in that case is the fox. Well, the narcissist is the predator, but they lay the trap. And what they want to do is they want to pounce on anybody who falls into it. This is why no good deed goes unpunished when you're with the narcissist. This is why these people don't change. This is why the narcissist is a shapeshifter. This is why they will only deteriorate over time. They will only get worse. They will never improve their circumstances, meaning their behaviors, their mindset. They will never have light bulb moments like you have. They won't have epiphanies. What they will do is they will watch documentaries, they will watch dramas, they will watch movies, they will talk with their enablers, their flying monkeys, the people that are subservient to them, and they will continue to fine-tune their skill set to capture and trap and abuse and manipulate the current source of supply, or recycled sources of supply, or people they haven't even met. You see, the narcissist is always sharpening their knives of abuse. They're always sharpening their knives of toxicity. They're always sharpening those dirty fangs that they have so they can sink into somebody else's neck much easier. Vampire reference right there. If you think for a minute that the narcissist can change, you need to think again. If you think that they don't know what they're doing, you need to think again. If you think that the narcissist is loyal or has integrity or is honest, you need to think, and think again. The narcissist is nothing but a low vibrational creature. They're trapped in that existence and they know it. Now, each and every day the narcissist wakes up. Do they have an option like you do to be good or to not be good? Of course they do. And guess what? Every once in a while, maybe every 4 years during a leap year, they decide to be a relatively decent person for a half a day, maybe for 3/4 of a day, but they can't sustain that because why? Because that's a mask. They can't be good, honest, authentic, genuine people on their own. They have to act it. Really understand what I'm sharing with you. Everything with the narcissist is a performance. Everything with the narcissist is an act, and they will punish anybody who gets too close to them. That includes their romantic relationships, the people they're cheating on you with, their parents, their siblings, their kids, their stepkids, their coworkers, their colleagues, their roommates, the people in the classes they're taking or teaching. The narcissist believes they are smarter and better looking than everybody. They believe they are entitled to what other people have or possess, and they will never, and I mean never, ever change. This is why you can do now what you couldn't do back then. Back then, you didn't know what was going on. You didn't realize that that relationship had an expiration date. You didn't realize that it was only getting worse over time. You didn't realize that once the money ran out, the narcissist would run out. You didn't realize once the kids graduated high school or university, or once you had a health challenge, or once you lost your job, or once the narcissist inherited money from their deceased parents or stole the money from your deceased parents, or once they got whatever they wanted, that they would discard you at the drop of a hat, like that. This is what these people do. So if you think for a moment that no, the narcissist is living their best life. They're with the new supply. They've been married for 15 years and they are just living an abundant life. Again, what I've shared with you for years. One, you shouldn't know where the narcissist is. Two, they shouldn't know where you are. Number three, you shouldn't be looking at their social media because it doesn't matter. Number four, my hope is they're not peeking on your social media if you have it, or knowing your whereabouts or what's going on. But unfortunately, the narcissist is a spy. They are a lurker. They're anxiety riddled, and they're always comparing supply sources. So probably they are spying on you, maybe directly or indirectly via flying monkeys or whomever. But what you need to understand is that the narcissist is doing what they're doing right now with the new supply, just like they did with you, but they're doing it worse because they've gotten older. And what you also need to understand is the narcissist will never change. They will never improve, and they know this. As I open the video, and I'll say it again, a trap, a predator, what you couldn't do back then, what you can now. Notice the ties I just shared with you right there. Trap, predator, couldn't do then, can do now. You see, when the narcissist goes away and when you're out of the trap and you heal, all of that goes away. It vanishes. You have to heal from that relationship, which is why this is the relationship you have to heal from. But when the narcissist is gone, you don't have to be checking your smartphone to see if they texted you or gave you another endless to-do list. You don't have to be waiting up at 3 o'clock in the morning with one eye open, the other eye trying to go to sleep because you have work tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. and the narcissist hasn't come home yet. And it's 2 days in a row they haven't come home yet, and it's now a Thursday night and you're wondering where they are. You don't have to loan the money that you'll never get back again. You don't have to have somebody use the smear campaign and try to drive a wedge between you and anything that matters to you. You don't have to regulate another person. You don't have to be triangulated. You don't have to think that it's you that has the problems, or it's you who wasn't given enough, or it's you that's got the mental challenges. It's not. It never was. It's the narcissist. The narcissist wants to dump their toxicity into people and take the best of what those people have to offer, or to take the best of what those people have, I should say, and they want to exchange it. They want to dump their toxicity in the beautiful, bright, shining light. They want to steal that beautiful, bright, shining light, which is who I am. It's who you are. The narcissist, way back then when you were with them, you couldn't do what you can do now because you were not the same person. I've shared this for 5 years in videos. There are 3 versions of you. The version of who you were before you met the narcissist, which is a naive person. The second version of you, who you became when you were trapped in the narcissistic relationship. That's when you were being peppered with abuse. You were subservient and you were being abused day in and day out for the length of that relationship. And the third version of you is the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind when you heal. That is where I am at the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. Now I can do whatever I want to, whenever I want to, with whomever I want to, or with nobody if I want to. You see, this is where you're headed, or it's where you've arrived. When the narcissist is out of your life, and you've gone no contact, and you've healed, and healed properly, they will be nothing but a blip on the radar of your life. Now, you may say, well, wait, not really. They changed the whole trajectory of my life, and they almost took me down for the count, and they did a lot of damage to me. That would all be true. But when they're out of your life, now you will find, just like I found, there is a new trajectory of your life. There's a new direction. There's a new purpose. There's a new path, and it will be presented to you. If it hasn't yet, trust me when I tell you, it will be. But that will never, and I mean never, be revealed to you as long as you're still communicating with the narcissist, or as long as you're still tethered to them, because the narcissist doesn't want you to excel. They don't want you to succeed, and they don't want you to break the chains. Think about what I'm sharing with you. Why do you think the narcissist hoovers? It's because they're trying to keep you stuck. Why do you think the narcissist lies in court? It's because they don't want to be accountable. Why do you think the narcissist draws out the divorce or the child custody? because they're trying to play the long game and get you so frustrated that you finally quit or give up. Which is why, say it with me, it's why we don't quit. There are no quitters on the channel. There are only winners on the channel. There are only people who are craving the knowledge and the answers to the questions that they have or may not even have yet. There are only people on the channel who are paying it forward and becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. Those of us who are out of the relationship and healed, or who are healing, we now have a luxury, a very advantageous viewpoint, if you will, from the mountaintop. And the luxury and the advantage we have is we can now read the tea leaves clearer than anybody, and that includes the narcissist. If you think post-relationship, as you've healed or after you've healed, that the narcissist still has an advantage, you need to think again. Their advantage goes by the wayside. It gets flushed right down the toilet. It goes right down the drain. They don't have an advantage any longer because you now have a superpower. This is why you can now do things that you couldn't do before. This is why you're getting stronger every day. This is why you are stronger than you know. This is why you don't give up. This is why you don't quit. And this is why you need to believe in yourself the way I believe in you. You need to realize that the narcissist did nothing but plant seeds of doubt, plant seeds of uncertainty, and plant seeds of misdirection in your mind. They all need to be removed. And so many more seeds the narcissist planted, which is why when you were with them, you couldn't do things. Now that you're out, you can do whatever you want to, specifically when you've healed. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things. One, the narcissist knows what they're doing. Number two, they won't change. Number three, they only deteriorate. Number four, every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. Number five, when you're out, you stay out. Number six, don't accept a Hoover. Become unhooverable. And number seven, you need to understand that where you are is not where you were. And where you're going is probably not where you are. Meaning, stay away from toxicity. Maintain your boundaries. Maintain no contact. And understand when you're free, that means you're free. Free means stay away from toxic people. Implement the one strike rule. Have a small footprint and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, third. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.